What's up guys, Eli here back for another usbm video. If you're new to my channel, I'm basically taking one album from every American black metal band out of my collection and just showing them briefly and talking about them. So yeah, got a nice stack here, very random, and let's get started. Number 31, we're going with Infernal Puke with the Dysenteric Desecration Sessions 666. So this came out in 2019, and it's made up of two sessions recorded in 2017. Throwing this one on this list is kind of a weird choice, but I feel like there's definitely a ton of black metal influence going on here. This is not strictly black metal by any means. This is like a combination of black metal, like industrial noise, and some grind maybe. Just think like Godflesh meets a little bit of Profanatica, and maybe some blood from Germany, something like that. Well, this isn't completely black metal. I had to put this on the list, and this is really enjoyable stuff, to be honest. I would not probably listen to a ton of bands that sound like this, but it's just fun. There's tons of movie samples, I think all from the same movie. And I'll be honest, I cannot figure out what the movie is. I've tried and tried and tried. If you've heard this, or if you listen to this in the near future and you know what movie it is, please let me know, because it's been bugging me for the last couple of years. This is just fun, enjoyable stuff, short and sweet, and it's just super fucking filthy. Number 32, we've got a band that I'll be talking about a lot this Saturday, actually. Graveworm with Ancient Storm of War. This is their first full-length album from 2000, but it is the 10th release. Graveworm have been around since 1992. This has got some of the Nunslaughter guys on here. It might just be Dawn of the Dead. I can't remember for sure, but yeah, it's got Dawn of the Dead on vocals here, which is awesome. Graveworm have always kind of reminding me of Nunslaughter. So it's a nice combination, and what can I say about Graveworm? Like I said, I'll be talking about them a lot this coming Saturday, but just black doom metal with a little bit of death, a little bit of thrash, super primitive. If you like Nunslaughter, if you like Goat Lord, if you like Beharit, Graveworm should be your cup of tea. Number 32, we've got Evangelist. Formed in 2010 in Illinois. This is the second full-length album from 2013 and their fifth release overall. Evangelists are just such a cool band. I like them a lot. I remember back when they had put their first album out, I was just like instantly taken. It was, like old sounding death metal, like super murky death metal mixed with like some depressive black metal. Throw like a little bit of Zaster on top of there. That's kind of what I was getting from it. So it's very, I guess you could say experimental sounding. They definitely have their own sound. Evangelists, they don't sound like anyone else, and I think it's perfect. It's harrowing, swirling, murky black death metal done in a way that you probably haven't heard before. Number 34, we have Angel Corpse with Of Lucifer and Lightning. And I apologize, I often forget to say the name of the album, but I got this one. So you're probably wondering, why did you go with this album? And there's a story behind that. I mean, not much of one, but there's a reason, I should say. So Angel Corpse were active from 96 to 2017. And like I said, this is their final album. It's their fourth album. I chose this one because it's never really been very well received. When it came out, people seem to be really just bitching about it. This is the least loved Angel Corpse album, and I would agree that it's probably not maybe quite as good as the three before it, but I think it's still really good. I mean, I return to this thing frequently. I guess I don't really get what people didn't like about it. It kind of lacks in production, but I mean, this is underground black death metal. Why would it matter? Why, I don't know. Production's not bad enough to hinder my enjoyment. If you like Angel Corpse and you slept on this album, definitely get it. They are, US Black Death kind of war metal-ish absolute legends. I wish they were still going, to this day, but They aren't, but Pete Helmkamp, he's got a number of projects that are pretty good. Gene Palabicki, he's got a bunch of cool bands. So, I mean, the essence of Angel Corpse definitely lives on. And final album, number 35, we have Agalloch with, what's it called again? Ashes Against the Grain. So Agalloch were active from 95 to 2016. This was their third album from 2006. This is I don't know what you'd want to call it. A lot of people say post-black metal. If that's what you're going to lump it in, this is a post-black metal classic. Agalloch, I like all their stuff, to be honest. Agalloch have a very unique sound. They've been, experimenting and making cool albums since they began. Their early demo stuff is great. Their first full length is great. This is a folky yet melodic, very emotional style of black metal. You've probably already heard Agalloch. They're a kind of a polarizing band in the black metal world, and I get that. They aren't a pure black metal band by any means. They never were. But some of their stuff's a little bit more black metal leaning than others. This is just a really good album. Now, I debated. I've kind of wanted to tell this story, my Agalloch story. I've been wanting to kind of tell it for years now. But every time I got ready to do it, I kind of stopped myself. So I met Agalloch. Well, I saw Agalloch live one time. They're a fantastic live band. They were great that night. But I had kind of an altercation with the band themselves. And, so I don't really have too many positive things to say about them as people. Just from my experience. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm sure most of them are probably good people. And I get it. Sometimes you catch someone on a bad day and they're going to be shitty to you. And it's not always fair to, to go online and blast somebody like, I met so-and-so, from whatever band, and they just weren't very cool. There's so many reasons. You could meet me on a number of days, and I'm not going to be super cool, on all of them. We all have our bad days. But so this is how it went down. My buddy John and I went to Spokane, Washington, which is, it's a large city about half hour from where I live. We're both big fans, especially John. Massive fan. I'm a fan. Maybe not. They're not one of my favorite bands, and never have been. He used to worship this band. So, anyways, needless to say, we're super excited. We show up to the venue, right about when the doors are supposed to be opening. We go to concerts together all the time. We always go early. We always get there. Our goal is always to get there when the doors open. Get some merch. Have a couple of beers. Get a good seat if that's the type of venue. So we get there right when doors are supposed to be open. We walk up to the venue. The door's just wide open. Cool. So we walk up the stairs. We did have tickets. I can't remember if it was a will call thing. Anyways, we walk up the stairs. Usually there's a ticket person right there at the top of the stairs ready to take your ticket. Nobody's there. In fact, there are few people in the venue, if any. We're like, what the fuck? There should at least be some people here. We're not that fucking early. So the bartender's not even there yet. We go and sit down. We're the only ones there. Agalloch come out and they start warming up, whatever you call it. They're doing their setup. We're excited. We're seeing the dudes. I should at this point mention that we're both pretty high. Marijuana is legal in Washington. We're both high as fuck. So, we're having a good time already. We're high. We're giggling. We're, telling each other probably fucking dick jokes or whatever. We probably sound like, fucking a couple of 10-year-old kids. We're giggling and shit like that. We're being kind of loud. It's a concert venue. Who gives a fuck? My buddy John takes out his phone and snaps a couple of pictures of the band warming up. Instantly after he does that, someone from the band goes, I think it was Aesop Decker, and I'm gonna stop this right here and say I do like Aesop. I think he's a cool guy. He's always been cool to me online. We've talked, a couple of times back and forth. He's always been cool to me. I can't say 100%, but I think it was him. I hear a voice go, "Who are these dudes with the hats?" We're both wearing hats. And, what are they doing here? Anyways, we're like, okay. I don't think anyone from the venue was paying attention, so they keep rehearsing for maybe another 30 seconds, and then they stop. And Don Anderson, guitarist of the band, walks up to us, gets almost right up in our faces, literally. Like, he's trying to be imposing. He's not a very imposing looking dude. And he goes, don't record our warm up, all right? Kind of something like that. And we're just like, we weren't, man. We just, we're big fans. We snapped a picture. He's scowling at us. Well, don't. And then he walks away. A minute after that, somebody from the venue comes up and is like, guys, we need to ask you to leave for now. We're not open yet. I was like, it says we've had these tickets for fucking 2 months. The doors are open at 7 or whatever. It's fucking 7:30. Oh, well, that changed. You didn't know? No, I don't I didn't fucking know. I checked several days before that, and it was still the same schedule. Yeah, well, we changed it. Show doesn't start until 8:30 or whatever. We're not open yet. We're gonna have to ask you guys to go outside until we open. And they were kind of shitty with us too. So needless to say, that always kind of left a sour taste in my mouth. I saw Aesop outside actually talking to some people, and I walked up to him and I was like, dude, what just happened? And he's like, water under the bridge, man. Don't worry about it. Okay. But, it left a sour taste in my mouth. I couldn't believe, even having a bad day or being in a slightly bad mood, walking up to us and trying to bully us the way that he did. I mean, there was no calling for that. That was just a shitty thing to do, from what I would consider to be a shitty person. Now, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe someone out there knows him and he's great. I've told this story to some people I know, that people in the black metal underground, and I've heard numerous times that that's a total Don Anderson move. He's known for shit like that. So, anyways, yeah, I don't have a good opinion of the dude. This was like 5 years ago, and I could count the times I've listened to Agalloch on one hand, and it probably only honestly once or twice. Yeah, even just thinking about it, I'm pissed off. I've always wanted to I just kind of wanted to punch the motherfucker in the face, but I'm not like that. So anyways, it's my Agalloch story. Does anyone else have any Don Anderson stories, or do you have any stories about any of the dudes in the band? I don't know much about John Hamm. I don't know much about Jason Walton. And like I said, Aesop for years and years has been cool to me. So I don't have anything bad to say about him. Although I do think it was him that kind of called us out from the beginning, but who knows? Maybe we were being annoying. We were high, like I said, but we were just we were just talking to each other, enjoying watching the band warm up. But yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I not have told the story? Do you think I'm overthinking it? I've spent 5 years thinking about it, so I think I'm all right. Plus, Agalloch, they're long broke up now anyway, so I'm not hurting their reputation. I'm just telling my story. Anyways, guys, what do you think? Do you have any of these albums? Do you like any of these albums? Do you plan on checking any out? Check them all out if you haven't heard them. Louis says hello, and we'll talk soon. Cheers.